All right, guys, welcome back to the Rise Personal Training Podcast. Coach Ryan here with Coach Chris today.
What's up, everyone?
And we're kind of going over this mini-series with different pain and the most common things that we see, how we work with clients and how we can help them out. Today we're talking about the knees.
Yeah, good old knee pain. Love
knee pain.
that.
Chris knows a little something about it.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of knee pain over the
Chris
years.
is like pretty much like a lifelong soccer player.
Yep.
How many surgeries have you had yourself?
3 in the right knee. Yeah.
In the right?
In the right knee.
Do you need to get for your left?
Not yet. Haven't torn anything there yet. Knock on wood.
So why don't you just share a little bit, because we'll go over all the stuff that we want to go through, but coming from people we've had clients that have gone through surgery.
Yeah.
Why don't you kind of share going through surgery, going through rehab, getting back to training?
Well, obviously the injury sucks, and then having to go through surgery, you realize that you're going to be down and out for a little bit. You're not going to be able to do much with that knee. But then once you get through that initial, say, 2 weeks of not doing anything with the knee, then you get into PT and you start doing just really isometric holds, kind of just holding the muscle, keeping it tight for a bit. So you're building some sort of muscle connection,
The strength around the joint.
Yeah, strength
right?
around the joint.
Yeah.
And then from there, you start adding a little bit of weight, start doing body weight movements, whether that's like just regular walking or really light lunges and maybe some squats. And then little by little, you start getting back into the weight that you were pushing before. But it is a process. I mean, you're not going to go from 0 to 10 in 2 months. For me, each surgery was about 8 to 9 months of like recovery PT to get to.
Yours like what ligament?
The first one, I tore my meniscus and they repaired it.
Oh, okay, meniscus.
And then I tore that same meniscus in the exact same place. So they just cut it off in the second surgery. And then the third surgery, I tore my ACL. And then they replaced it with a cadaver ligament.
Are you still playing soccer?
I've started to play again. I haven't like gone back competitively, but I've been just like passing around at the park. Nothing much, nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's tough when you've gone through injury and getting back and the whole mental aspect of what comes with that as well too. So, but yeah, let's jump into when it comes to the knee injuries and what we see with clients coming in. Mm-hmm. Our biggest thing is, can we find, I've said this in the other ones as well, when we look at pain and when we look at modifications that we make, we want you to find movements that you can do pain-free.
Right.
Yes or no, black and white, do or die. Do you have pain? If the answer is yes, we will find something else or we'll do something else.
Right.
Too many people want to, it's fine. Like they want this idea of no pain, no gain. They want to push through the pain. That is the wrong thing to do.
Right.
Because nothing sucks more than when you're injured and now you can't do certain stuff.
Right.
So when it comes to knee pain, there's a lot that's going on at the knee and what could be causing pain. Most of our clients are 40 and up. It's a lot of wear and tear around the knee. And it's not just the knee too specifically. It can be how your ankle's moving, how your hip is, your low back. Everything affects up and down the chain. So you're having knee pain because your ankles suck and they don't have mobility. You're having knee pain because you don't have hip mobility, right? So there's a lot that are going on around the knee.
Right.
And the pain, the location, right? Without being specific, just the most common things that we see. Mm-hmm. Where the pain's coming from, I always ask, does it feel like general knee pain or can you point to it? Right. So generally, if it's above your kneecap, like the part of your quad, or if it's a little bit on the outside part of your knee, we can usually make modifications that can make improvements for that pretty quickly. Yeah,
I think for the most part, the people that have the pain above the knee, a lot of times just foam rolling and some light stretching usually helps reduce that like drastically. We have a couple people in the morning that have that, and we always give them the roller bar, and they'll run through that before they even start their session, and then they feel fine.
Yeah, it's amazing. People are like, foam roll doesn't really work. It 100% works.
It does, yeah.
It's hard to actually, there is some good research on it, but it's a hard thing because it's all, I don't know what the term is, like to each person how they feel, right? And everyone has different pain tolerances. But we literally see people time and time again, they come in, we can have them foam roll their quad, maybe do a quad stretch or something like that too. All of a sudden, now the pain's gone through the moon they just did. And after a couple of weeks of doing that, now do we not need to maybe do that all the time? The pain's gone, they're moving better, right?
Yeah.
We're just improving the quality of the muscle tissue around there,
right.
And that's taking some of the pain and stress off.
Right.
Now we're looking at that outside of the leg. A lot of times that comes up from the hip. So again, there's stuff we can do to soft tissue, foam roll up on the hip, add some mini bands, add some strength for that. We see this common with runners. And a lot of times we can get them out of that pain too.
Yeah.
Now the things that we're gonna have to make modifications for a lot is when you're literally feeling pain below the kneecap, around the joint, around the whole knee itself,
Like inside the knee.
the inside,
Yeah.
sometimes on the the inside of the knee too. Those, a lot of times it's just wear and tear.
Right.
It could be arthritis too. There's a lot of stuff. So we just need to find what are the movements that you can do pain free.
Right. Yeah. What modifications can we make?
What do we
make it-
normally see a lot in the gym with people? To switch up.
I mean, a lot of it is like lunging. A lot of people that have knee pain, lunges and like squats, weighted squats usually. So for lunges, typically if you can't do them at all, we'll change you to a program that has almost no lunges, no split lunge
Yeah, so
movements.
lunges are like that split squat position. And
Yeah.
a lot of times it's the pressure on the back leg.
Right.
That's causing people pain or discomfort. And we can coach it up. We can make sure you're doing it right. But because of what you have going on in the knee, that causes pain. So by removing those lunges or split squats, we can still train the muscles of the leg, the quads, the glutes, and everything like that, and hamstrings by doing stuff like squats, step up, single leg squats.
Right.
And we can do that pain free.
Yeah.
So we can still get you trained the same muscles around what we're trying to do for that movement. We can do it in a pain-free way, and we can keep you working out and keeping you healthy.
Right.
And a lot of times we'll be able to go back and revisit. And as you've built strength up, a lot of times, okay, now my knee feels better, right? So maybe you just had a lack of strength, or maybe you just needed time to let it rest in a way that you weren't aggravating it all the time.
Right. Like one of the women in the morning, she had like really bad hip pain and some really bad knee pain. And I think it's taken her about a year, but she's back to doing like split lunges, fine, reverse lunges, front lunges, all those with almost no pain whatsoever.
Right. And I like to say, yeah, we'll get everyone out of pain-free, but sometimes we do. Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just have knee pain with anything that they do.
Right.
Any type of squatting, lunging, step up, whatever it's going to be. Like it's even sometimes walking bothers them, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be like, well, I'm just not going to work out. I'm just not going to do lower body. No, we still have other things that we can do. A lot of times we may take out those lower body pushing stuff.
Yeah.
Everything we mentioned, squats, lunges, split squats, step ups, whatever, because you're having knee pain. So let's work on what we can do. Stuff like deadlifts, RDLs, bridges, hip thrusts, leg curls.
The pull variations.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're creating strength around the hamstrings, the glutes, and stuff like that. And then what do we see later? We'll see the knee pain start to reduce as well too.
Right.
So we just have to find what's going to work for you, keep you pain free, make sure you do them, and we'll see some pretty great improvements.
Yeah, we see them regardless of where the person is. I know we have clients that are always saying, "Oh, I came in feeling terrible, couldn't move, and now I can actually do it." And it does change.
And
It takes
there's
some time.
times when your injuries are going to require surgery, and we're going to require physical therapy,
Yeah.
right? So, kind of a general rule is if the pain is bothering you from a day-to-day, from your just day-to-day getting up around, walking, moving around like that, go get it checked out.
Yeah, talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going on until you actually get it diagnosed properly, right? Our job, we just make the best modifications we can do
Right.
with the information that we have.
Right.
If you go to a PT, we could talk with the PT and see what's going on and make sure we switch up what we need to.
Yeah.
And if you have to get surgery, then, it happens. But that last one you came back, I think it was a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year.
You came back quick.
Yeah, I kind of pushed myself to it a little bit too. I was doing weighted stuff probably 4 months after surgery when I wasn't really supposed to.
I think it helps too because you have a better baseline of fitness prior to the surgery.
Right.
So also too, you're going to not have as much
Recovery
coming out of
time,
it.
yeah.
The other thing that would do, and I think I missed it on one of the other ones, is a lot of times we may have pain on just one side. So let's say only Chris's left knee is causing pain doing that, right? So we can still work the non-injured side because if you just completely stop working out that leg or arm that's injured, right, then you may see, or let's say you completely stop with both arms or both legs. My left arm hurts, so I'm not going to do any upper body. My right knee hurts, so I'm not going to do any lower body. But if we train that uninjured side, a lot of the research shows that we can still maintain some strength, some muscle mass than if you just didn't at all. So, while you're hurt, we'll make the modifications. We'll still train what we can. Our whole goal is let's keep you healthy. Let's keep you on track with your fitness goals.
Yeah.
We're going to make those modifications that you need and keep working out and, do the best we can to help that knee out.
Yeah, we'll keep you in day to day.
Yeah. So remember, you guys, you have any pain, knees bothering you, let us know.
Yep.
And then another thing to think about too is people that just kind of just general knee pain. If you are carrying some extra weight, it makes a big difference.
It does. Yeah.
Right. So that's the other thing too. Like we got to get you in here to get you losing some weight, maybe losing some body fat. Losing body fat is what I mean by losing weight. And a lot of times that just takes off all that extra stress and weight that you're carrying day after day on every step, every run, whatever you have.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Weight changes things. You start losing it. You move better. Hips move better. Knees move better. Ankles, every joint kind of suffers when there's a lot of extra weight. And then as you take it off, it gets better.
Makes all the difference.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good. Later.